Hello, this is Ashley Emerson from Central Community Library. Welcome to Myths and Fairy Tales, a program where we talk about stories from all over the world and highlight great books and digital resources you can find on these topics. Today we'll be discussing the hero's journey. The hero's journey is a common narrative structure found in mythological stories all over the world. It typically involves a circular path with the hero setting out from home on a quest for any number of reasons, going through a string of trials or challenges before finally succeeding in returning home, having been profoundly changed by the journey. The details of the journey vary between stories, but the steps often remain similar, providing a structure for the plot to take place in. The idea of the hero's journey has been around as long as written language has, and perhaps even longer in oral narrative traditions. The Epic of Gilgamesh, largely regarded as the oldest surviving literary work, comes from ancient Mesopotamia. Dating back to 2100 BCE, it is the earliest example you see here. A more familiar example is the Odyssey by Homer, which chronicles the 10-year journey Odysseus takes to return home after the Trojan War. The idea of the hero's journey has become very common in books and media today, where it's often related to the idea of a chosen one who is the only person able to resolve the plot. This trope commonly serves as a catalyst for the hero to begin their journey. Avatar: The Last Airbender and its sequel series, Legend of Korra, are great examples of this. Similarly, Skyward by Joe Henderson details Willa's journey to bring gravity back after a mysterious event her father predicted resulted in a low-gravity environment on Earth. Examples of the hero's journey can be found in any genre. While the older examples mentioned earlier all follow generally the same scheme, modern literature is much more flexible, creating a huge amount of variety in how the hero's journey is used. The Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins focuses on how Katniss becomes the face of a rebellion after volunteering to take her sister's place in the Hunger Games. The Apocalypse of Elena Mendoza by Sean David Hutchinson deals with the issues of choice in the face of destiny as Elena struggles with being the only one who can prevent the coming apocalypse. Fantasy and science fiction have a huge amount of examples of the hero's journey as the genres lend themselves well to this kind of narrative structure. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series are great examples of the hero's journey formula and have been hugely influential on the genre since their publication. Superhero stories also make use of the structure, like Miles Morales' Spider-Man by Jason Reynolds. Star Wars Ahsoka by E.K. Johnson follows fan favorite Ahsoka Tano as she struggles between wanting to lead a quiet life and joining the Resistance after leaving the Jedi Order years prior. Despite being very different, all of the books we've seen today share one thing in common. They all rely on a story structure that is thousands of years old. Thanks for tuning in. You can check out the titles mentioned here on the Hoopla Digital and Overdrive apps. Happy reading!